Hey everyone, why is my lighting not that great? Thank you, Mama. Thank you. Sorry, you guys.
Baby, come on.
Okay, so I'm so sorry. I know that like Uncivil Law is live. I know that Emily's live. So I know a lot of people are there. And yeah, baby. And Sean's gonna have Kennedy in there, so I'll be able to talk to you guys. There you go, Mama. Take those.
I'm gonna try to.
We're gonna try to. Anyways, we're gonna do this because I have the kids will be home in a little bit, and I got a few other things I gotta do. So I wanted to make sure I jumped on here and done it really quick, even though Uncivil's live, even though Emily's live. They are attorneys. They know more. I honestly listened to it today. You really didn't even need to know much about legal situations to understand what happened, you guys, because it was crazy. So I do want to say the information that was passed around, like on Twitter, like that screenshot, that information was incorrect. I had to go through other means to find it so I could join the call and listen to it. And I was able to listen to it. And it actually started, I was not expecting it to start at 12. It started at 12. I thought it was 12:30. Whatever. I was going to actually try to go live and listen to it so I can tell you guys what was being said. But that would have been impossible because there was literally never a moment to where someone was not talking. So I would not been able to relay that back to you guys. I mean, maybe Emily was able to, maybe Uncivil Law was able to. My eyeshadow is so tacky right now. I'm so sorry, you guys. But I would not have been able to do that. So I took notes and I'm going to tell you guys what happened. So basically, when I called in, put on mute, whatever, I think I was muted the whole time. I sure hope so because my daughter was screaming in the background. But anyways, the call comes in and Brown is there. The judge is there. Salty is there, but he does not initially speak up. It was another attorney at first until Salty asked, or the other attorney asked Salty, like, hey, I need you to explain this to the judge what's going on. So this is what happened. So the judge calls Brown to talk first since he's the one that called this hearing. Brown brings up Saltz's emails, says that Saltz has been accusing Katie of threatening people, says that he is constantly harassing Katie on social media. Says that Brown is telling the judge that Saltz is constantly on social media, basically harassing Katie or accusing Katie of sending threats, death threats. Well, baby, go to mommy's room so you can hear it, okay? Because mommy's got to work, okay?
Yeah, let's go in there so we can turn it on.
Are you going to watch it on your tablet?
No, because Mama's recording right now.
Who's on the trampoline? Yes, but they had their first court hearing today. It was through a Zoom call that I was able to listen in on. You guys, I'm so scared of court that I was even nervous. That's how I was so scared of court that when it was like, okay, you are in the call, I was like, oh gosh, oh Lord, court's not for me, but as long as I'm not the one being tried, it's a little bit easier to go through. So yes. So this Michael Brown is Katie's attorney. Michael Brown is Katie's attorney. Saltz is Tati's attorney. Literally, Tati even never was brought up in this. Tati's name was never even said really. So judge calls Brown to talk because he was the one that asked for this court hearing. Brown brings up Saltz's emails. The emails where Saltz is like, hey, Brown, someone is faking emails to look like you. Someone is, hacking and making all these threats. And I do believe Katie was on it. I never heard Katie speak. I never heard Tati speak, but I'm pretty sure they were there. So he's saying, he says that Saltz's social media behavior towards Katie is abusive and he needs the court's help to stop it. Then Tati's side comes in. They come on. The judge actually asked, okay, what do you guys got to say about this? And Sonny, I can't. Come on. You guys are going to make this difficult. I already know. Come on. So another one of the attorneys starts talking and says that plaintiffs continue to make videos about the lawsuit, that because this is a public, I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm so sorry. I should have, go put him on the because he keeps trying to get outside. Gonna have to cut all this out. Okay. So Saltside comes in, but it's not Salty. It's someone else, and says that the plaintiff continues to make videos about the lawsuit, that she's constantly on her social media accounts talking about the lawsuit. So because this is already a public, like a social media situation, all of this started on social media, YouTube, tweets about, Tati and them, that it was kind of already going to be there, but, and that's their way of like going and getting information. But because Katie is constantly talking about it, it leads to Salts saying things as well. They say that it all started on social media because Katie was lying about having Washington viewers. That's what they're telling the judge. They're like, well, Katie was lying about having any viewers from Washington because their side wanted to file for a dismissal on grounds of jurisdiction. Katie claims that she didn't have any viewers from Washington, when Katie could very easily check her analytics and she would know exactly how many people watch her from Washington. She gets super chats from Washington. So yes, because Katie was saying about the Washington thing, we had to take the social media first to be like, or after that, to be like, okay, any of you guys out there from Washington that was a viewer of Katie's that would like to come forward to help us prove jurisdiction. Judge, let's see. Judge says the use of social to find witnesses, but wait, what is that? This is so scrabble. Oh, so they tell the judge that they use social to find witnesses, but no one has accused Katie of hacking, like directly accused Katie of hacking. No, let me tell you guys, this judge was not happy about this. She was like, I've never had to deal with this type of stuff between attorneys. The laws and are like the attorney behavior is the same in California as it is in Washington. And I expect you guys to know better than this. And the only people that I have like the reins over is the lawyers, plaintiff and defendant. I don't have any say-so over any witnesses or anything right now. But I'm telling you guys to stop. I mean, she literally was like, stop it. If we have to move up the trial date because you guys don't want to stop, we will move the trial date up. Like, you guys let me know. If you guys can't stop this, like, this is not okay. Stop doing this, or we will move the trial date up. There was no gag order issued. There was like, I think there was like talk that there would be a gag order issued. There was talk that there would be a gag order issued. The judge did not order a gag issue. The judge did not issue a gag order. Sorry. Okay, so Salty then comes on. And he explains that someone tried to hack his email, like using Katie's email as a recovery email. He says the email come from a hacker farm that was hired. Okay, so Salty says that they have ran an investigation, and the investigation proves a gag order is where nobody can talk about it. A gag order is basically to shut your freaking mouth. Now, while she told them to shut their mouth, basically, she told them none of this social media bull crap. That's what she said. She said, I'm not issuing a gag order. That would mean Katie could not say anything about this case, which really she's advised not to. But she would be told, like right now, Katie is advised by her attorney, or we would assume, right? Just like we're assuming that Tati has been advised by her attorney not to speak about it. But really, I guess she still can. Now, a gag order is where a judge tells you, shut your mouth. Now, while she did tell them that, she did not issue a gag order. She basically told the attorneys that they are to quit it, that this social media is nonsense, and she's never seen anything like it, and they are to quit it. So Salty says that they have run an investigation and that they have figured out that these hackers come from a hacking farm that was hired by someone. And it was sending out phishing emails to him, to other people. We don't even know who all, because I got weird emails where people was trying to hack my stuff. Nat was brought up, and this is what I want to say. This is what I want to say about Nat. So when the declarations come out, just the other day, like on Twitter, someone posted a picture where it showed the hackers like tweeting and saying stuff and their messages, and it showed a picture of Nat stuff right beside it, right? And it literally looked like they were using the same typo mistakes that the hacker was using, Nat used. So it literally was starting to look like Nat like faked a bunch of stuff. But Salty is saying, no, these hackers come from a hacking farm. And Sean messaged me while ago because I told him, I said, we need to look it up and see how much this can cost you. So Sean, I guess he looked it up because he said it's like $129 per hacker. I don't know. We're not trying to hack anybody, but I was just curious because Salty made sure to point out that we figured it out. This was traced back to a hacking farm that someone has to pay for. And I guess Sean figured it out that it was $129 per hacker that you're going to use. So this is my opinion from what I think happened, because it was literally making it look like Nat faked some of this stuff. I'm thinking that whoever hired these hackers turned over some of Nat's tweets, maybe private messages that they may have had with Nat, so that hacker could like realize where Nat would like maybe misspell things, maybe the way that she spoke, whatever it may have been. And then that hacker made sure to talk like that. So people would be like, well, wait, the hacker has the same, is it blurry? The hacker has the same like typos as the witness. How crazy. Let me see if this is oh, crap, it is. I'm sorry. Hold on. I'm so sorry. I did not want this to be blurry. I'm so sorry. Sean, I guess Sean probably can't come in. Okay, so that is mine and Sean's, just our theory, because the chatter lately was like, okay, these messages and these emails are all fake, clearly. Like, we don't believe that Katie actually made it herself. But it was really crazy that that everything that Nat had turned over, there was one error that she would make when she would say like "I'll," she would spell it I-L, not I-L-L, but I-L. And the hacker done the same thing. And I want to say that it was Nat that would do like 2 periods and a space. I could be wrong there. But the hacker was doing the same thing. So the hacker was literally like mimicking like Nat, the way that Nat typed, to make it look like Nat was the hacker, or that she was lying about this. Now, so this is what I think. I was, like I said, I think whoever paid the hacker like sent them Nat stuff because they knew Nat was going to be a witness and they wanted to turn around and blame this on Nat. Yeah. So
why is it so pixelated?
I don't know. Is anybody else using the Wi-Fi right now?
Not that Wi-Fi.
That's going to suck because I was so hoping this would be a great stream.
You're on YouTube?
Uh-huh.
All right.
I was so hoping this would be a great stream, and now it's been like interrupted by Sonny and
Sonny came in there?
Yeah, he was like scratching at the door. I had to get up and bring him to Eli to put outside.
I mean, it's fine. I see other people be pixelated. It's not that big a deal.
I won't watch anybody that's pixelated. Honestly, that's just because it's kind of frustrating. Like, I guess if you're just listening,
Where's
that's
the
okay.
Settings on YouTube?
I don't know. Down here, maybe? We're going to try to fix this. No, that's send feedback. I have no idea.
We messed with this before, but I don't remember. Really don't remember where the settings were.
I have the worst luck, you guys. So I'm just going to go ahead and keep going over this. So Salty brings up that other creators were attempted to be hacked as well. Salty brings up that he got death threats, that the hackers used a picture of his daughter and made comments about his family going missing. And Salty did say that he never blamed. Let me reload it, see if that helps. I don't think it's going to because it's bad on my end. He's saying that he never blamed Katie and said that it absolutely was Katie, but he was saying that this was happening, that the emails that he was getting was phishing emails to make it look like the emails that Salty was getting was emails basically saying, if you click this link, you will have access to Without a Crystal Ball's email, because they thought that he might jump on that, which is illegal. And obviously he got in trouble for that. So he didn't do it. He didn't click on it, but he come to find out that it was actually a phishing email that had he clicked on it, that all of his information and all of his emails would have been accessed by the hackers. Another thing that he brings up is that, okay, he brings up Katie's tweets, where Katie tweeted, emails go both ways, and just like you're watching us, we're watching you. Basically, where he said in his thoughts that led him to believe that she was saying she could see their emails. Now, if I was a judge there, I would have been like, wait, what? The plaintiff that is being sued for defamation literally tweeted at the attorney and the opposing counsel or whatever that she can read y'all's emails. That would have been an issue for me right there. But let me tell you, this judge seemed to have more of a problem with the attorneys than she did with anything that Katie had possibly done, or the fact that Katie had not stopped talking about the case
or
anything else. I mean, the only thing she said is that she is telling
she's sorry that they had a death.
She said they're sorry. She's sorry that they're getting death threats, and that Salty's daughter should have never been used for anything like that. But she can't say who it was, so therefore nobody else should, basically. Salt breaks down.
But there's forensics and everything being still in process. So.
Salt says that he never accused Katie of the hacks, and
all right. I don't know. I think you're supposed to adjust it before you start the stream.
Okay. Well, it's just what it is.
I mean, you got to try to set your recording as high as you can whenever you start the stream.
I'm so sorry that it's so. I'm probably not even going to leave this up. I might try to redo it in like a video form, because I cannot have a video like this up. It's just disgusting to me. I'm so sorry. But just to give you guys that are on here, give you guys a rundown of what happened. We'll continue with that. Okay, so Brown actually, was telling the judge that Salt accused me of sending the witness, Nat, these terrible emails. Salt is accusing Katie, like in the declarations, he's accusing Katie. On Twitter, he's accusing Katie. So then Salt says, I never accused Katie. I just said, like, what does this look like? What do you guys think? And then he said, I actually said in the email that I did not think Brown had sent Nat those emails, that it looked like someone hacked Brown, because they did not believe that it was actually, I'm going to have to turn my sound off because I've had so many things going on that I'm so sorry. So then Salty says, the judge asked Brown to respond, and Brown brings up Salty bringing up Katie needing to spend more time with her kid. The judge did not really say anything about that, but I feel like Brown was just trying to paint Salty out as this, I don't know, immature attorney that is on, YouTube, on social media, just making all these accusations and blah, 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 blah. When really we know what Salty's been doing. And I don't think what he's been doing, anything is wrong with it, to be honest. The judge then asks Brown if Katie knows anything about the hacking. She straight up says, does your client know anything about this hacking? And Brown says, no, absolutely not. She knows nothing of it. She didn't do it. Nothing to do with her. Brown says that the messages Nat received was horrific, but they were fake, and Nat's credibility was shot. That's what Brown says. Brown says that Nat's credibility was shot because the messages were fake. Judge asked who Nat is. The judge asked, who is Nat? Which several times during this and the judge speaking, I was really blown away, because there's a whole declaration about Nat, her telling what happened, and then her, Nat is the witness, you guys. Now, the thing is if you're not a part of this case, or you don't keep up with it, you wouldn't know who Nat is, but the judge should know who Nat is. There's been a declaration filed, Nat being a witness, and then Nat receiving death threats. And then the hacker actually taking pictures of Nat's stillborn, like memory box, and like posting it. And the hacker calling Nat a, the R word, autistic person, autistic person, literally death threats. I'm going to come to your house and burn you alive. And literally the most like horrendous things you could say to someone bringing up her stillborn. We're on your way to burn you alive. They literally, I think they doxed Nat. I want to say it was covered up, but they tweeted out a tweet that like doxed Nat's like social media accounts and her address. So they were going to her house. They posted pictures of her stillborn box, talking about her. They literally said, we masturbate over pictures of your deceased child. That is who Nat is. Nat was subjected to all of this. And let me tell you something. I mean, I would never, like, I'm not accusing anybody, but the whole time I was saying these screenshots don't look right. Like, they look like they've been faked. Well, they have been, because they were faked by hackers. But the judge did not even know who Nat was, which literally blew me away. Like, if you are presiding over a case, presiding over a case as a judge, and you've had all this foolishness go on, and your lawyers are getting death threats, their children are getting death threats. Yes, Nat is real. Nat is a witness. Nat is getting death threats, and she's got mental issues. That's another thing. She's got some mental illnesses that she did not disclose. She did say she was autistic, but she did not disclose everything. She said and a few other things. And then Brown says, like, so clearly, like, we're going to trust, like, you know, a witness that claims to have, and he said, you know, no disrespect, but I'm just saying, like, how are we going to trust a witness that has these unknown mental illnesses? Like, we don't know what this person may have or what they may be capable of, basically. Brown accuses Nat of faking the emails. Judge says that she has heard enough. She says there will be no gag order, that their behavior is unfitting for attorneys, both of them, that she expects this to stop. She wants Katie and attorneys to stop and let this be tried in court. She says that this is taking up the court's time, and gives the attorneys and Katie a warning. Or that was what I understood, that she was giving them all a warning, because she said that she only had like a say-so over like Katie, Tati, and the attorneys. And she said, I'm giving everybody a warning that this is to stop. And that if it doesn't stop, they can move the trial date up. She expects this to stop, or will move up the trial date. She said she is making it perfectly clear that they are to stop. Saltz explains that was not accusing Brown, that it was to actually show Brown that he was also subjected to hacking. So Brown tried to tell the judge that in an email, Saltzy accused him of emailing Nat, a very nasty email, because it come from Brown's letterhead, all of that. It literally looked like it was from Brown. It portrayed to be from Brown, and it was an email that he sent to Nat, you know, very rude, whatever. I don't even remember, like, we know about your mental illnesses, like, if you don't stop, blah, 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 blah. Saltz said, and if you read the email that Saltz sent, he's like, hey, here's an email our witness got. We don't believe it's from you. You need to, like, make sure you have your like your email, your security whale on your email, because our witness just got an email from you and it doesn't look like it's from you. Well, Brown tried to turn it around. Brown tried to turn it around to say that Saltz was actually accusing him of sending the email. So that's when Saltz was like, no. I was not accusing him of the email. I was only showing him that this email was sent to our witness, and that he has also been subjected to hacking. The judge says that clearly people have been misbehaving, not just Nat. That's what the judge says. Clearly people have been misbehaving, not just Nat. The judge even talked about Nat as if she was like a troublemaker. Brown, once again, says that Nat is not credible, has medical issues, and she thinks she's untouchable because she's in the UK. That's what he said. Basically trying to say why he thinks it's Nat. He says that basically because she lives in the UK, she thinks she's untouchable, and because her medical issues, she is not credible. Salt says that Nat info is believed to be truthful. That the email from Brown was proven. That the email has been traced in the same coding. The coding. So what they done, from my understanding, was they took an actual email that Salt had received from Brown, and they took the email that Nat had received, and they got some computer text to investigate it, and it's got the exact same coding, back end, whatever. The codes are identical. So it looks like Brown was hacked, and someone went into his email and sent an email to Nat from that email account. That's what Salt said, that the email is from Brown's account, that it's proven. They found the hacking company, and they found the amount of money that has been paid for by these hackers, or to these hackers. They have figured out that it is a hacking company, and found out the amount of money that has to be paid to these hackers. They don't know who hired the hackers, but someone hired some hackers. The law does not allow hacking farms, not that I'm aware of. I actually think that it is illegal. Brings up Katie calling people. Okay, so this is Salty comes up because the judge is just pissed off at this point. And the judge is just like, this is crazy. You guys are acting so unprofessional. I've never seen this. The hacking, whatever. We don't know who's hacking. So I don't want Katie being accused of hacking. I don't know if she's hacking. You guys don't know if she's hacking. The insinuation that she's hacking, we don't need to do that anymore. And Salt says, look, the insinuation that Katie is hacking or has something to do with this, actually he said that he doesn't believe that Katie is hacking, but he believes that Katie kind of directed her minions. He actually called them minions. He said, we believe that Katie directed her minions to hack because Katie went on a live stream where she is calling her people to defend her, said that it is time that you can defend me. I want you to defend me. If you feel the need to defend me, do it. And if anybody says anything to you, you come tell me who they are and we will put them on blast. We will put them on blast. So you come and you let me know. Go out there and defend me. And if anybody says anything to you, you come and let me know and I will put them on blast. So Salt said that is Katie instigating people to go after others. And then 8 days after Katie made that live stream, all these people started getting hacked. 8 days after Katie calls her minions, that's what Salty said. That's what Salty told the judge. 8 days after Katie asked her minions to defend her, that she had their backs. 8 days after that, his account was attempted to be hacked. Other people's account was attempted to be hacked. All this stuff started happening with these hackings. So the judge doesn't want to know if Katie is asking people to defend her. That's what she said. I don't want to know if Katie's asking people to defend me, which is crazy. She doesn't, she does not want the council to insinuate that Katie is behind the hacking. Brown says, so Brown says because Salty was saying, I'm not accusing Katie. I'm not accusing Katie. I'm just saying she's instigated it. It all looks really suspicious, everything going on. So then Brown says, well, in a declaration that Mr. Salty filed where Nat was the witness, it was a declaration for Nat. Nat says that she believed that the messages were from Katie. So therefore, Brown has filed declarations saying that this information, the hacking was Katie. And then the judge kind of agrees, like, okay, well, Salt, you just said that you're not sure that it's Katie. You're not saying that it's Katie, that you're actually just saying you don't know who it is, that she's kind of instigating it. But you filed a declaration saying that it's Katie. So then Salt comes on and is like, no. Nat is a witness that had interactions with Katie. And it is her belief that certain things did come from Katie. And if that's her belief to be put into a declaration, that's what we're going to do. Yeah. It does not mean that I'm saying that I believe for sure that it's Katie.
She has a right to say whatever she wants.
Yeah, he says that she has a right to say whatever she wants. Before the judge orders is basically to shut the hell up, not a gag order, but just like a warning. Actually, she did say, this is a warning to all of y'all. Shut up, or we will move the trial date up further and we can get this done with. And you guys can go on about your little Twitter wars and your social media wars, but this will be done with. But she also orders that before any future declarations are done from Nat, that they are to be sent over to Brown so he can look over them to see if there's anything dangerous in it, that it could be discussed before the court before it is made public or actually filed or something to that effect. So the judge literally made it seem like she thought Nat was like instigating stuff and blah, 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 blah. And like that Nat was causing problems. Yeah, I was kind of shocked by that because so far, I mean, unless you're really like looking into the case and you've been like kind of doing what everybody else on the outside has been doing, the judge has not been doing it. She didn't even know who Nat was. Okay. Like people, they were taking the hackers' tweets and Nat stuff and like side by side on because it was like, wait, the typos are the same. They misspelled the same exact words, you know? So people were starting to say like, oh, this is weird. This is what's going on with this. But as far as the judge is concerned, this is just a witness that had an interaction with Katie that is being used for a witness, that has been threatened, that has been death threats. She's received death threats. She was at the point of, attempting suicide. I think the judge just seemed a little unsure of Nat. Like the judge can't say for sure she's credible or yet not, but there are quite, yeah. The judge definitely seemed, another thing too is Brown kept saying she's not credible. Like he said she's not credible like twice, 2 or 3 times. I feel like now hearing Salt say they have confirmation that in the investigation of some of these emails and text messages, they know that it come from a hacking farm, and that for you to have access to these hacking farms, you have to pay for it. I really believe that these hackers were hired and they were giving like, okay, here's my witness. Like, here's some of the witnesses and we need to discredit them. So let's make it look like it's them doing it. That's just my opinion. That probably what happened. Also, it's my opinion, just from my experience with Katie. Okay. When me and Katie started having like our problems last year, she like called for people to was calling for people to mass flag my channel. And then she was going to her mods, like, do y'all have any trolls that can mass flag? So she has the mindset to go after people in like these sneaky roundabout ways to shut them up, to shut them down. Well, VR, you can't watch it, but you can hear it. So I was actually on the call, on the Zoom call, listening to everything that happened. It was like 200 to 250 people could be on the call. I don't know what number I was, but I think not long after I got in, they like kind of shut it off. But so, when I'm hearing that somebody hired hackers, I'm like, who would benefit from hiring hackers to discredit witnesses? Who would benefit from hiring hackers to discredit witnesses? I have my own opinions about it, which is just strictly an opinion. And because of my personal history with Katie and the fact that the second she didn't like me and she really was like, she wanted to shut me down. She wanted to shut up. So she literally went to her mods and went to her viewers and was like, report, oh, Leslie done a video talking about XYZ. She twisted what I said, embellished what I said, and then told people to report that type of behavior, and then went to her mods and was like, do you guys have trolls? So she's all like, she has a history of trying to get bots to do work for her, to shut people up. So do with that information what you would like to. But I do think it was really funny, or not even, no, not funny. None of it's funny. It was just a little upsetting that whoever these hackers are, they were intentionally making it look like they were not. Kennedy's outside playing, you guys. She's fine. So I'm gonna stick around and hang out and talk for a few minutes. But I'm gonna have to re-record this and do an upload. And I have a few other things I got to do before the kids get home. She's been known to be on the dark web looking for people to do her dirty work. I'm about to do my nails finally, but I'm listening. Okay, Candy. Send me a picture afterwards. So I just think both of the attorneys and even the judge was like, we ain't never had nothing like this going on in any lawsuit we've ever had. And it's like, why? Why did all of this get to like so messy? Well, because Katie Joy was sued. If I was sued, I would have shut my mouth and none of this would be going on. I would be quiet about the person that was suing me. There would be no lawyers having to tweet anything. And even if they were, even if the opposing lawyer was like, hey, if you watch Leslie Bass and she does XYZ, I would just shut up. I would go to my attorney and be like, hey, is this okay for him to do? Because this is what he's doing. Like, and it's kind of embarrassing, No, Janie, I didn't watch it. I mean, I have it. It was sent to me like screen recordings because I'm going to send it to my attorney. But I did cut my hair. Thank you. I'm so sorry that this video is blurry. I'm really sorry. But yeah, the judge was not happy with it. The judge said that if they needed to, if the judge needed to move up the trial date, she was like, we can do it as quick as possible. Like whenever is best for y'all, we can do it. But neither one of them spoke up to say, yeah, let's do it, which I wish they would have. I wish Salty would have been like, yeah, as quick as possible, Your Honor. But no, they just kind of stayed quiet while she spoke. One thing that I realized is no one interrupted that judge. She spoke and then she called on them to speak. It wasn't she spoke and then one of the attorneys just stepped up to speak. She spoke and then she was like, Brown, I'm calling on you to speak for this reason, or what do you got to say about this? Or assaults, blah, 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 blah. I can just imagine like seeing Katie in a courtroom, like a judge, like talking to her like trying to interrupt, and then leaving and saying, the judge yelled at me. No, I did not use Zoom. I downloaded Zoom on my phone, but you didn't have to use Zoom. You guys have any questions about what happened in the today? Because I was listening. I was taking notes, you guys. I got 4 pages worth of notes. If you guys got any questions about maybe any things that was said or whatever, I'll answer them real quick, and then we're going to get off because I'm going to have to I'm going to just record a whole video about this. I'm going to leave this one up, but I'm going to record another one that'll be not blurry. It's just a phone number, yeah, and a meeting ID number. Well, okay, so Saltz did say that he's turned all that information over to the LAPD and the FBI. all the information that they have about the hacking and the hacking farms and all that has been turned over to the FBI and the LAPD. Hey, you guys, the ones that just jumped on. I'm eating Skittles. I haven't ate today. Jill 72, I did not watch it, but I was told about it, and I was sent a lot of recordings of it that I'm going to send to my attorney. Okay. Which attorney sounded better spoken? To be quite honest, they both did. They both sounded very well spoken. There was not a lot of ums. There was no ums. They were very straight to the point, very direct with what they were saying. But I feel like Brown, and maybe it's because I'm a little bit biased. I don't know, but I feel like Brown was literally trying to do this. Mom, Salts is being mean to us. Stop him. Like, really? When Salts was like, look, my kids, they're threatening my kids. My family's being threatened, you know? And he even said, I probably don't need to eat Skittles or M&Ms just in case. If me eating bothers you, please let me know and I'll quit. Isn't a lawyer's job to be? Yeah, it is. Yeah. If KJ says she can't speak about the case, it's only because of the judge's request today and not because of a gag order. Right. And because her attorney, you know, normally when you are being sued for defamation, your attorney will tell you, don't speak about this. Did anyone get loud or upset? Not really. No, like there was no like, okay, when Brown was speaking and he was saying stuff that I knew was not correct,
Here, come on.
like trying to say that when Brown was basically saying that Saltsy accused Katie of hacking and that Saltsy sent him an email accusing him of emailing a witness to like intimidate her. Like I wanted to be like, that is not what happened, Your Honor. I mean, I'm sitting there looking at Sean. I don't know why I was quiet. They have us on mute, but I was like, that's not what happened. That's not. And Sean's like, that is not what, you know. But what happened was he just finished speaking on that, said that, and then the judge was like, Mr. Saltz, what do you have to say that? And Saltz was like, that is not what happened. I was not accusing her. And the email was actually to inform him that he was also subjected to being hacked. So he's actually, you know, twisting this into a way that it was not meant. Yeah, that's why I won't watch it, Jill, is because the thing is the things that Katie say about me, she's really just projecting. Like she said something about me changing my name because she wants to rebrand. I want to rebrand myself. I'm the same old me, not rebranding myself. But I do think she's tried to rebrand herself. That's why she said the vintage Katie is back. I'm not placating. I'm done being nice. Is because Katie tried to rebrand herself after she started getting so much like negative attention for being so rude and mean. So she tried to rebrand herself into Little Miss, oh, I'm nice. I'm sweet. I'm just snarky. You know, but it didn't work for her because everybody already knew. Well, I mean, I guess it worked to an extent where because new people didn't realize, you know, didn't know that this was Katie being nice all of a sudden and not, you know, Katie pretending to be nice in my personal opinion. Oh, wow. I would imagine, Roxy, that it's probably a federal offense to hack an attorney's email. And that's exactly what happened. Brown said that the email, because this was honestly, my way of thinking at first was, I'm just trying to think of all the options, Could someone have typed this whole email up and then like forward it to Nat, making it look like it was from Brown, but it really, I was just like thinking so many things. But no, there was an investigation done. The email that Nat got from Brown come from Brown's account. He did not type it up and send it, but they're saying that all the coding, because what it seems like they done was they took one of Brown's emails that he had sent to Saltz, and they took Nat's email from Brown. And they ran all the back ends or whatever, like the numbers, I guess like maybe the serial numbers to see if they were the same. And they were all the same. I'm not LEB, and you would think a professional journalist would know how to say L or spell L. I've been knowing how to spell L since Legally Blonde come out, and her name was L Woods, and it was on her door at her sorority house. L Woods. I was like, that's how you spell L. So yeah, L, not L-E. So yeah, he said, oh, the same coding as Brown's emails. The same coding as Brown's original emails are the same as Nat's. So it wasn't just someone typing up this email and forwarding it to Nat to make it look like it was from Brown. It come from Brown's actual email. From my understanding, that's exactly what he said. No, this come from Brown's email, but we don't believe he was the one that typed it up and sent it. We believe someone hacked into his account and sent it. Love Elle Woods. She mispronounces on purpose. She does it to everybody. She used to call Steve something. I remember that. Any more questions? Because I'm going to get off in just a second.
The way it was put was not like that they necessarily hacked into his email. The way it was put, it was like they either hacked into it and used his email, or they used like a copycat code for like the code. The way he phrased it was like the coding was
they duplicated his coding.
They basically duplicated.
It had to be a hacker. No random person could do this. If computer experts got these emails and said this is the same email, it was either duplicated or they used his email. This was not anybody, which it wasn't. We know that. They found out that it was a hacking farm. I'm not sure when the next hearing is, but I'll try to listen to every one of them. I'm going to try my damnedest to listen to every one of them. The end result was the judge telling counsel to stop engaging in social media, and that if the witness has any future declarations to be read by all parties before it can be submitted. Yes. That was the end result. Not a lot, considering all the crap that's been filed. No. Oh, she did say that she would rule on the dismissal, but she didn't say when. And it doesn't seem like she's going to dismiss it, because she did say this will go to trial. And if we need the trial moved up, I'm ready when you guys are. Let me know. So I think there may be a ruling that'll come out soon. And it's going to be, no, we're not dismissing this due to jurisdiction.
The lawyer seemed very not, like she did not care very much about, she said, I'm sorry, your family's receiving death threats. And she said something about Michael Salt's kid being used or whatever, but she just seemed like whatever.
She seemed like she didn't know much about what was going on.
She didn't know anything about the case other than, very little if she knew anything about it. And then she just seemed like it was like whatever. And it seemed like to me, she had it out for Salt's a little bit. Yeah. Seemed like she was kind of biased against
whatever Brown said, she just kind of took it and ran with it. But the things that Salty said, she was like, oh, we don't know that. We don't know that. So let's not play blame, because we don't know that. I don't have proof of that. But then Brown was like, Salty done this. She's like, Salty, why did you do that?
Even though Michael Salt's never accused anybody. He just stated facts and then, said that, it does kind of look like, this come from a certain person, and then he just stated facts, and he pointed out the fact that, he pointed out the fact that the forensics and all that pointed in a certain direction, and that certain things were happening. And everybody who saw the declarations and all that, they know that Michael Saltz did not accuse Michael Brown of anything. That was said. That's been said.
Can I say something? I hope when the judge ends up reading it, because the judge clearly didn't read anything. So thank you so much, Air, for the super chat, sending you and your family so much love. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Are we literally buffing right now? Are we buffing? Why is my...
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's the Wi-Fi's connected. I don't know. I'm going to have to look at it when you get done. But before you start a stream, you really need to look at your settings.
Yeah. It done really good last night. Okay. I don't know what's going on, you guys. I'm buffering on my end.
It's just time to get off. I mean, it was just, I didn't like it. I didn't like what happened, what went down. It was so nonchalant. I don't even know if they can hear me.
Yeah, my thing is like everybody, you know.
It's buffering. No buffering.
No buffering. Okay, I didn't want to go live when Emily and Uncivil Law was live, but I needed to. I got other things I got to do. And it may be the same for them, you know. It may be the same where they have other stuff they got to do, so they had to go live. I feel like you just pick whoever you prefer to listen to the best and go with them, and then go check out what everybody else has to say. Because I'm going to bring a little bit of information to it. Like, obviously, we're all going to tell you guys what was said, but I feel like we're going to bring our own opinions to it. So I feel like you're going to get a little bit of something different from every one of us because you're going to hear our opinions, which may be a little bit different.
Did somebody say something about you going live at the same time?
No.
What'd I say?
No, somebody said that they were spamming Emily's chat because Emily went live at the same time as Uncivil Law, and they were mad about it.
They were spamming Emily's chat. What does that mean?
Like,
yeah.
Constantly saying the same thing over and over and over.
Oh, okay. Buffering here.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys, I'm going to get off, and I'm going to actually make a pre-recorded video to say all this. That way you guys can understand it, and this junk won't be up. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section, and I'll try to make sure that I can get to them. I don't know when the stream will be up, or the pre-recorded stream will be up, because it may take me a little bit of time because I got a few other things I got to do, and I think Sean got to do some schoolwork. Thank you, Jill, so much for the super sticker. Thank you all so much, and I'll try to do another live as soon as I can. Bye, everyone. I don't know.